So, Casey, tell us how did you start in your musical path?
So I guess we'll go way back. When I was about 13, I started playing guitar. My parents wanted me to do something, so I picked up guitar. They were really cool, putting me into that. And then did that for about a year and learned some of the basics and fundamentals and things. And then got into high school and skateboarding and other things and surfing and stuff, and was like, I don't want to play guitar. Guitar is hard. It requires practice, and I wasn't into it then. And then my senior year of high school, I had changed schools almost when I was about to graduate. I had switched high schools, so I had to pick up a class, an elective class, and they had a music class there. So I jumped into that and started playing guitar in this music class, and then surely enough, like a few months after that, it kind of just was at a point where I was kind of into it again, and I was at a point in my life where I was, open to the idea of playing again, and had picked it up a little bit. So that's kind of, where it all just kind of, then I haven't really stopped playing since then, and gotten into various other things, and took on an endeavor with Guavatron.
Whoa.
Courtesy of the U.S. military.
You guys can hear that. It's the military jets are flying around for the Air and Sea show while we're doing the podcast right now. So
yeah, down here in Fort Lauderdale. So yeah, I kind of just been playing. I never really stopped playing since then. I was probably about 17 or 18 when I picked it back up, and here I am 10 years later, and gotten into drumming with Guavatron, and kind of indulged into the electronic side of things a little bit.
Yeah. So when you started in Guavatron, you were playing guitar in the band.
I was, yeah. It was Adonis and I. Adonis is our guitarist for Guavatron. I'm sure many of you know him, and a great guy. And him and I started the band kind of just on the fly one day. We wrote a couple tunes like in my bedroom on a couple acoustic guitars, and was like, oh, this is cool. And then started the whole musical thing. And our good friend Connor, who I grew up with, he was living in Tallahassee at the time, and when he moved back from school, he joined the group. And in the meantime, Rodney Hansen was also away at school in Orlando, and I had convinced him to come back and join the group. And so by the time everybody was back from college and stuff, we kind of had a close-knit group of guys that was kind of all interested in the same sort of music. We went to a lot of shows together and stuff, and then shortly after that, we kind of put the band together and started playing some shows.
So is this post high school?
Yeah, this is post high school. This is probably this is post college.
Okay.
So we were maybe 22.
Cool.
21, 22.
But you guys knew each other since...
Connor and I go way back to, we grew up together. We were, 4 or 5 years old when we met. And Rodney I met in when I first got into high school. And Adonis I have known since a few years before that. So we were all kind of, known each other for quite a bit.
Right on.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so eventually the transition where you guys needed a drummer... and you already knew the tunes.
Yeah, so that was, when you're an angsty adolescent, you want things a certain way, and I guess that still is the case sometimes.
Okay.
but we went through a couple different lineups, and each one of them was really cool and unique in their own way, and I was still on guitar primarily for most of them, and then we were playing, and it wasn't really like anything bad or negative. It was really just that in all the times that we were still hanging out when our drummer couldn't make it, or our bass player couldn't make it, or some of us still got together, and I was just messing around on the kit, and through that process we started having a lot more fun, and just kind of the vibe just started to take shape a little more, and through that process we were like, hey, well, if we're enjoying this and it sounds okay, then why don't we just try this for a while, and
it's stuck.
It's stuck, and
all right.
And, yeah, now I get to lug drum hardware around, which is no, but it's good. Honestly, we've had since then we've had a really cool. It's kind of trippy to sit back and look at some of the things that we've done, and it's, super humbling, and
well, for awesome. Me it's fun to see you guys play, and like if I'm in the crowd for your show, like I like to like ask people if they know that, like, do you know Casey used to play the guitar in this band? They'd be like, what, really? Like I feel like I have like fan cred because I know the early days.
Right.
But it's cool to see you now playing playing the guitar like more prominently again. And I know you've always kept playing the guitar throughout.
Yeah, I mean, I've always.
But you got some new projects coming up.
Definitely, yeah. It's I've always played. I never stopped playing, but when we first really started getting into it with Guavatron, with the new lineup, when I was playing with me playing the kit, it was kind of overwhelming in a sense, because it was a whole new world, and I felt we had all these shows lined up, so I felt this pressure to kind of get with it fast as best I could with the tools I had at the moment to
with the drums.
To make it happen on the drums. So that definitely put not a damper, but it interrupted the consistency of which I was playing the guitar at the time.
Because you were focusing on the drums a lot.
Right. So, but yeah, thankfully, I mean, it didn't go anywhere, and recently I've been able to take on the guitar in a couple other musical endeavors. Like I've got this new band, Knife, which we've played a few gigs.
Yep, Knife, NYF.
Yeah, NYF. It's Not Your Friend's Band. And
that one started with you and Nico and Corey.
Yeah, it was
together,
and Rodney. Yep. So we had started because my parents' friends hit me up and wanted us to play a Halloween party, kind of like spur of the moment, and so I was like, yeah, I'll throw a band together, and hit up Rodney, and then I hit up Nico, and reached out to Corey because I had seen him play a few times, and he's a great player, and was like, yeah, I'll play some guitar for a Halloween gig, whatever, I just sing some tunes and kind of fumble through a set, but have a good time, and so we did. We put that together, and we got all dressed up and spooky, and it was a pretty fun time, and we were like, hey, this is kind of a pleasure playing with all you guys, and it had a kind of a nice new air to it, aside from all of the other projects that we were all involved in. So it was kind of a relief to get together with some new guys and just play some music,
For sure. Yeah, well, I definitely dig what you guys are slamming down.
Yeah, cool, man. Yeah, it's kind of taken shape now, though. It's becoming kind of, my vision for it is more of like a collective sort of thing, because since then we've had 3 or 4 gigs, and we've put different lineups together kind of on the spot for them. One gig we had Connor Crookham come and play bass instead of Nico, and then and Taylor Godsey from Tand was on guitar there. So that was that's kind of cool too, because then you get to bring different groups of people together and kind of juice that for what it's worth in its own way.
Yeah. And gigs are basically coming back hard these days, right? I mean, coming back strong with as far as like we all pretty much took a break for a good lockdown minute.
Oh man, it was hard. Yeah, no, it was a weird year. It kind of went from totally busy to dead in the water.
Yeah, it was a hard stop. It was like the record.
And that's for everybody. It was,
of course,
every field of industry.
Although it seems that being here in Florida, we probably have had more excitement in the musical realm.
Yeah, Florida didn't
live
stop.
music realm.
Florida did.
We
Florida
we
did
stopped
Florida.
for a minute. We stopped for like a few months there.
Yeah.
And then it was like, all right, we're easing back, and then other states started closing down again, and we're like, no, I think we're gonna keep opening back up. So I mean, I feel grateful about that. You know, like I don't. It's like living without live music is hard. Am I right?
Yeah, no doubt. It's just like you said, it kind of hit us all real hard, and was like, yeah, I feel like the community thrives off of that too. Like it's important for people to come together and socialize and see their friends and
Of course.
have fun times collectively. And fortunately, bands are one source that can provide such an occasion.
Of course.
Yeah. Happy that it's coming back though. We're getting really busy again.
Yeah.
Really fast. So,
Anything notable coming up? You got Orange Blossom Jamboree.
Yep, that's this week. We'll be playing Thursday night at like 7 or something. At OBJ. So that's gonna be our 6th year or our 7th year there now. And that's like a if you've been to OBJ many times, and if any of you guys have ever been to OBJ, that's it's a quite a treat and a pleasure to be a part of such a thriving community-based event like that.
Yeah.
Some of the best players in the state that all come together and jam in one location.
I think Orange Blossom Jamboree is like, as far as the size, probably a pretty ideal like size of a festival to be at for me. I think when it gets really big, it's a little can be a little overwhelming. You get lost in the sauce. But when it's more of this community family vibe, you just like, you see people all over the place, and everybody's taking care of each other and kind of keeping each other accountable too. So that's what I love about the homegrown festivals.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's truly, it's something special to be a part of that. We're eternally grateful for the opportunity to have like a foot in the door with that family, because it's like you said, it really is just something magical to kind of be a part of. It's a nice breakaway from the mainstream festival world.
Yeah.
And, if you've never had a chance to check that out, I highly suggest check that out.
Orange Blossom Jamboree.
Yeah, it's coming up this week. It starts on the 13th of May and it goes until the 17th of May. And I think there's still tickets online available and all that stuff. So.
And generally there's somebody recording like the whole festival, right?
Yeah, usually we get audio back, sometimes video too.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure what they have planned for this year. I'm sure there'll be some tapers doing their things.
I figure like, especially coming back from a year off, there's going to be people very enthusiastically wanting to record everything. So
definitely.
So I'll be looking forward to checking out the tapes when I'll be out of town. I'm actually making my way to.
Are you not?
I'm not going to be there this year.
Oh,
no,
man.
I got booked out of town at Kentucky Yoga Festival.
Oh, well, that's cool.
Yeah,
that's special.
Yeah, that's going to be a good one. I got 3 sets through the weekend.
Get up there in Kentucky.
Yeah. And these people that throw that festival also throw Playthink Festival, which is like a flow arts and music festival. Nice. So that'll be like a little bigger. That's like their main event that they do. So it's coming up next month.
Wow, these
God bless America.
Yeah, these jets are really wow. That is just deafening.
Yeah. Well, anything else you want to tell the world about while we're here?
So, I've may have mentioned a few things to some friends in the past. My band's heard it for probably longer than they'd like to have. But I've been working on a little solo thing where I'm putting together like a full-length album, probably like 15 tracks or so. And just like stuff I've composed on my computer. I've used everything from hardware synthesizers to guitars and shakers and tambourines and cymbals and all sorts of percussion that I've recorded, you know, and just kind of rearranged and composed in the DAW here. And some of that is kind of some of what you heard today is kind of an extension of that. You know, I'm using some hardware beat machines and some analog synthesizers, and kind of just you know, creating loops and kind of different musical ideas and tying that all together. And I am aiming to release something. I've been trying to release something for so long, and you know, it's kind of an intimidating process, so I haven't really done it yet, but I've got so much that's like very close to being ready, and I told myself I was going to release a track before OBJ. I was going to force myself to do it. All right. So I think if you look out on the social platforms, there will be one track released before OBJ, and then that, you know, is you know, shortly afterwards I plan on releasing a few other singles and then pushing it out there.
Awesome. For
everyone to see.
Is there going to be a name for the track?
The track, yeah, the track's called Breaker.
Tight.
That is going to be released, and that's off of the forthcoming album, Counteractive Circumstances. That should be out by fall. That's
all right.
That's what I'm aiming for. So and I'm gonna have various musicians, you know, friends of mine, come and sit in and you know, be featured on the album, different tracks and things. Try and get a nice variety of live instrumentation from outside sources other than, you know, than just your own, and kind of bring it together like that, so that eventually it can come to fruition on stage at some point in the near future. How do we find you on SoundCloud? I'm not on SoundCloud. I'm on Bandcamp. So it's it's digitallaundry.bandcamp.com. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, and Digital Laundry is kind of like a little collective, like self-titled label thing.
Is that you're gonna be on Spotify too, like that?
Yeah, it'll probably be under Digital Laundry Music on Spotify, and then so that'll have, you know, my live thing is kind of my live, like more like ravey sort of thing, like kind of what I did today is under the title Crow, and then I've got this stuff is, you know, just a part of Digital Laundry Music, and eventually when the band comes to life to play some of this material, that'll have its own name as well, which will be a part of the Digital Laundry kind of base there. So and I intend, you know, as that grows and that idea comes to life a little more, it'd be cool to get other artists that, you know, that are either relevant or that are good friends of mine or putting out really great stuff to be a part of that and promote and showcase, you know, other artists all through kind of one platform that has like a vibe to it. All right. So, yeah, that's a little bit about what I got going on. It's nothing too exciting, but some stuff I've been working on, and there should be, you know, something coming out soon. Love it, dude. Yeah, man. Well, thanks for coming on the podcast, bro. Thank you for having me. Yeah, it's been interesting. Yeah, man, and it will continue to be so. Yeah, man. Much love, dude.